So you say devolve powers economically.
Yes.
And politically as well.
Yes.
What do you mean by devolve political power?
Yes, political power. Today, no doubt, we have chairmen who are elected, sometimes appointed by governors, and we have governors who are equally elected. Mr. President and his vice were equally elected. But how many of the local government chairmen in Nigeria have control over their resources? You cannot name, you can't tell me that, oh, this chairman of a local government, except they ought to pretend, or for fear of their governors. They are not in charge. For me, there are a lot of things that federal government should have no business dealing with.
So political power at the end of the day will still tail back to economic power?
Yes.
So if that is the case,
yes.
Just wondering now, how do you intend, because the conversation is going all around the country right now.
Yes.
We understand that the APC is going around to
yes.
collect memoranda. Is your federation submitting a memorandum to them?
We do. And we are in support of what the APC government is doing in terms, maybe by setting up a committee. But we only have issue with the El-Rufai committee, because El-Rufai has told the whole world before now he was not interested in restructuring. So making that kind of man the chairman, you have problem, because he has told you. Remember, there is always a problem with the messenger who carried the message. Having told us he was not interested, and the APC went ahead to appoint him as the chairman. So to me, it's more or less like dead on arrival.
But he doesn't have the mandate to implement. He's just supposed
he's
to
the chairman.
collate. You don't think that in the process of collating, I mean, as I'm assuming without conceding to you,
yes.
you know, because there are questions as to where you heard about him saying that he's not interested in restructuring. But, you know, assuming without conceding that he did say that, some people will say that you don't think that in the process of going round as the chairman, he could be convinced that, you know, indeed there is the need to restructure.
Or maybe he has repented of that.
I'm just asking. I mean, that's the question I'm putting to you.
Yeah, I said maybe he has repented.
So you say that that's a problem for you. Does it mean then that you would not be putting forward what your federation thinks?
We will.
You haven't done that already?
From the beginning, I told we've done it, but not details. Anyway, we are still going back. But what I want to say here is this. APC leadership coming up with this committee is laudable. But as I said, my federation have problem with the leadership of that committee. There are a lot of vibrant, respected statesmen in APC who could be appointed to head this committee, other than El-Rufai.
Why does the headship really matter?
It matters a lot. But because when the head is rot, it affects the body.
Are you accusing him of being rotten?
Rotty by the word of his mouth.
I'm sorry.
I'm not judging him.
I think it's very important that,
yes.
you know, you state very clearly what you mean. And,
yes.
you know, because...
What I mean is, in APC...
I don't think that you should be attacking his person.
I am not attacking his personality.
If he has stated a belief, according to you, because I have said I had not heard that. I don't know where you heard that.
You are in the media.
I'm
equally in the media.
And I have interviewed Governor El-Rufai of Kaduna State. So if you heard that, I do not know where you heard it from. Yes. I think it's very important that you state clearly.
I have a reporter covering Governor House Kaduna.
If you have a problem with his belief,
yes.
you can talk about his belief, but to accuse him of being rotten, I think that...
Did he deny when you interviewed him?
We should be careful with our choice of words.
Did he deny when you interviewed him?
Mr. Gowon, just talking more about the issue at hand, which is restructuring.
Yes. As I was saying, I applaud APC for coming up with this idea.
I have heard your, I mean, I heard your earlier submission. I'm simply asking, has your federation put forward any submission?
We did.
You say you have a problem with the leadership of, you know, and I'm asking why that is important. Are you confident, if you say that you are happy that the APC has come up with this and you're applauding them, how confident are you that eventually some of these suggestions as put forward by all the areas in the country would get heard?
I have just told you my fears. It's laudable. But the head of this committee is who we have problem with.
I see.
Yes.
Okay, that is on the one hand.
Yes.
So eventually, how do you expect that the matter will proceed? I mean, people have said, you heard the president when he first of all came back from London after being away for quite a while, saying that the National Assembly will be the body, and also that these are the channels, these are the legitimate channels through which Nigerians should channel their grievances. Yes. There is currently an ongoing constitutional amendment, but the National Assembly will expect that they will continue with that now that they are going to come back from recess. How confident are you that these institutions of government will be able to tackle the issues that Nigerians really want tackled in this restructuring?
I have confidence, 100% confidence in President Muhammad Buhari's ability to deliver. And I take him to be a man of his word. The only thing I would advise Mr. President to do is, aside the National Assembly, is to come up with the idea of having maybe a kind of implementation committee that could advise or make the position of the executive known to the National Assembly in a way to fast-track it. Remember, former President Jonathan, set up a similar this thing. So they didn't go around, brought people to one place, the 2014 National Conference. But at the end of the day, the will to implement was not there. If not, Jonathan had time.
You said they didn't go around. That's not how I remember it. I recall that these people went from state to state. I think they went to one state in every region.
Yes.
You know, saying that people should bring forward their memorandum as well.
Thereafter, there was a national conference here in Abuja, I remember.
Yes, there was.
Okay. Then, Jonathan had time to have started the implementation, but he didn't do that.
President Jonathan.
Yes.
So it's very important you put the appellation.
I said that earlier. Former President Jonathan. Thank you. He didn't do that. He left. If President Jonathan had started the implementation, then one would have blamed the APC government today for coming up with another committee. Our appeal to them would have been, continue, government is a continuum. This one have started. So why not continue from where he stopped?
Some people are still making that appeal. They say that there was a report from that conference.
Yes.
Why is it difficult to just dust up the report, look at what was important, and, you know, chuck out the things that don't consider not so important?
Don't forget, some people from the western part of Nigeria raised a very strong observation that what they wanted as a then was sovereign national conference, and not what former President Jonathan came up with.
Is that what you want?
I don't believe we can have a sovereignty over another sovereignty, because so there's an elected president.
You agree with President Goodluck Jonathan then that you couldn't have to, you know, you couldn't have a sovereign national conference?
Yes.
Okay, are you confident then that all of this talk, I mean, there's a lot of talk going around the country right now, apart from the APC going around to collect memoranda, you know, different groups are coming up with their own ideas and their own suggestions. How confident are you that all of this will eventually yield something at the end of the day?
Who are the groups? Because some are genuine, some are not genuine. Who are the groups?
Whether genuine or not genuine. I mean, let's talk about the genuine groups. Let's focus on the groups you consider genuine. Do you think that at the end of the day, they will be able to bring forward something that would result in positive results for the country?
There is, as I said, whether genuine or not genuine, there's need for them to be listened to, and then make do with those who know how to work for Nigeria.
All right. I think it's a fine place to leave it. We have to thank you most kindly for coming on Sunrise Daily.
My pleasure.
Mr. Gowon is the National President, Federation of Middle Belt People.